Tell us about that, Tanner. Tell us about what surprised you about Vegas, what didn't surprise you, what met your expectations, what did not meet your expectations.
Yes. So, hello everyone. Happy late Father's Day and late Juneteenth. We're recording as of the 20th. I got back from Vegas this morning, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it.
Or is this a new
This is the Experience Podcast with me and someone else.
And someone else. And another someone else in that last one is Alex Bohr. He's our guest. He's a longtime fan of the show, and also he's on the show for a long time. So
yeah,
welcome to the show, Alex.
I basically pay rent here now. Nice. Well, Tanner, you were talking about a city in which you could also pay rent to live there, but most people, when they go there, they're only there for a short amount of time, and they do a lot. They try to live. Fulfill their dreams. I don't know. What city are we talking about, Tanner?
We're talking about the city of Las Vegas, the city of, well, if I could sum it up, it's a city that you only have to go to once, right? Like, you gamble, you drink, and you go to shows, and you eat good food. That's really all there is to it. Like, there's unfortunately not much, but that now sounds like I'm doing negative. Let me rewind a little bit. So I flew in Thursday night. I took Frontier, and we were delayed about an hour and a half. And it was so the trip was already off to a rocky start. People were getting in the plane. They were like drunk, and they turned off the air conditioning because I guess it only runs maybe once you're in the air. Like they have a certain amount of cold air when you're on the ground and taxiing. But like, if you're not in the actual, in the atmosphere, they're not pumping any air in. So it's getting hot in there. The dude's like, come on already. Come on. Let's go already. And then I guess as like a way to like placate this man, they're like, okay, yeah, sorry, it's going to be a little bit while longer. If you want to just go outside, deboard the plane and just wait outside the gate a little bit, you can do that. So people are, get off the plane, and then like 5 minutes later, and this is about an hour after waiting, they're like, yeah, just get off the plane. It's going to be a little bit longer. About 5 minutes later, they're like, okay, yeah, everyone can come back to the plane now. And we have to wait as people get back onto the plane, and then we wait even longer because some people wandered away from the gate. They just left. So like we were waiting at 30 minutes for people to get back on the plane. And so I was worried that we wouldn't get to our hotel to check in on time. Like I was freaking out because I reserved it through reservations.com, which is also a mistake. Don't reserve anything through those third party apps. That's what I've learned this weekend.
Not a sponsor.
Third party. No, it was bad. So I was trying to call the hotel, and they're like, yeah, we can't do anything because you're not reserved through us. You're reserved through that booking website. So do everything on the actual company's website is what I've learned. But we got in okay. That Friday, Prerna came in and visited us, and we just started drinking and getting merry. And, so we went to some good food, went to the pool, and then went to see a show.
All right, let me stop you right there. What did you eat?
Okay, well, you want how in detail do you want me to go?
Okay. Lay it on me.
All right. Lay it on me. So we go to this taco place. It's one of the more famous taco places, I guess. It's got like a pretty long line, but it's got like a bunch of long lines that you just order at. Delicious tacos. Oh man, hold on, let me turn off my background. So that only Alex and Daniel, can you see me?
I can see everything. Everything works except for the camera does not work.
Okay. So like this is about as good of a picture as you can get. So some delicious tacos. And then we go to Planet 13 dispensary. It's the largest dispensary on Earth. And it's very touristy. They have like a van that you can take a picture in front of. You press a button and smoke comes out of the van like a little smoke blower. It's like kitschy novelty stuff. And they also have this extraction plant, or however they're making edibles. And it's like the robots. Imagine, robots in an assembly line that are like bzz, 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 dropping stuff. So you can see their operations and how they're making stuff. And then you hear a siren go off. It's like, what's going on? And the robots pick up lightsabers and start fighting each other. Like it's like touristy for the sake of touristy a little bit. But it's a huge place. It's like in this, I don't know, it looks like an aircraft, not an aircraft carrier, but a hangar, aircraft hangar. Like, it's like they cleared one out and made it this giant dispensary. Everything was super expensive there too, and kind of like tacky. They had this other siren when you're in an actual store. And it's like, zzz, zzz, time for the light show. And so they have these little tiny drones. They have like 6 tiny drones supporting these big, like, they kind of look like, I don't know, Chinese lanterns. You know what I'm talking about? Like, Chinese lanterns.
He's typing.
Okay.
Everybody.
Like one of the clear ones, like they're big balloons with like lights in them.
Yeah, that you like
Yeah.
float up to the sky.
And they have about, the ones that are about, I don't know, 2 feet in diameter. And, they're floating around doing this light show supported by drones. It's like, what are they doing? What are they doing? Like, they're just doing too much to sell this. Like, it's weed. It sells itself.
I think.
Right?
I think I was going to ask, like, is the bar for Vegas just like how entertaining you have to be with your business or your restaurant or whatever? Do you have to have like, and it doesn't have to be so like demeaning to say a gimmick or something, but did a lot of places have stuff like that where it's like Vegas, baby, it's like the CEO was like, that was his justification for going through it.
Everything's, I can say that. In the places that we ate, it had to have a little bit of like an edge or like a little bit of a competitive edge or gimmick to just get people in the door, because that's not a hard thing to do because it's hot as fuck outside. So like getting people inside your air conditioning restaurant shouldn't be that hard, but people don't want to walk around as much. So they were offering like free shuttles from airports to this or from casinos to the dispensary. Later that night we checked out Fremont Street, which is the downtown area of Vegas. It's the one with all those TVs kind of covering that walkway. You might have seen it somewhere.
Never.
We had some delicious Thai food. It's like the old district. It's downtown Las Vegas. It's where all the older casinos are. It's a little bit away from the strip. We had some delicious Thai food. There's this giant praying mantis that shoots fire out of its eyes.
Yeah, your typical.
Your typical praying mantis. And then we went to some bars and then a casino, and this is where the gambling started.
I was going to say, we haven't even gotten there yet.
Yeah, so I went I went to El Cortez, which is the largest, oldest casino still standing in America, I think, and in Vegas at least. So probably America. And I win about $47 there. I'm just $5 hands of blackjack. Carl loses about 40 there. And then we retire for the night. And we go back to Treasure Island. Carl wants to gamble still. I want to gamble still. So I lose that $47 plus another $30. And Carl loses another $40. So now I'm like negative $35 down. Carl's about negative 80. And then we decide to go to bed. Then the next day, the only thing we have planned is really a show later in the afternoon. So we just kind of walk along the strip, walk to various casinos. We saw where the, World Series of Poker is being played. Like we
it's current right now. It's contemporary.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, we were watching. People were like registering, and we kept walking. And they're like, "Hey, you can't go past this area." So we got pretty close.
Your bluff was definitely not good enough. You need to work on that.
No. Yeah, the guy he could see it. It's like this long hallway, and he could see us coming down. And so I don't know why he didn't yell out to like stop us and say, "Hey, you can't go this way." So we walked down this really long hall. Then we had to walk all the way back. we're getting exhausted at this point, and then we have to walk outside, and it's like being in Vegas in the summer is like someone has a blow dryer right next to you, and it's covering your entire body. It's literally it's hot air. It's just hot, hot, hot. More pictures, and then we went to the show, which was a comedy magic show, and I didn't really know it was for kids until you saw the audience.
Yeah. Oh man.
That of being comprised of little kids, like 5 to 10-year-olds. So it was like a kids magic show a little bit, and kids comedy, something for the kids. So I felt a little bad wasting some money. It was on sale, and I didn't look into it too much. I should have. Whatever. What can you do?
Well, I mean, at least you got the one that was on sale because you kind of banked on the fact that you were going to lose some money gambling. So, I mean, it wasn't the worst. You can rationalize it like that.
Yeah. So after that, we went to Taco Bell Cantina, which is like Taco Bell, but it's like a club. Like they're playing this music super loud, and you can order like Baja Blast like slushies, but with like rum or vodka or tequila, and like they'll put double shots of tequila in this slushy. It's good, and
that's pretty sweet.
We were down in them. It was hard to hear. They were playing music so loud. So loud. It was literally like a dance club, but it was a Taco Bell. It was kind of wild. Then we saw the Bellagio fountain. And the rest of the night's a little bit of a blur because we just went back to Treasure Island. And we're all like, all right, it's gambling time. So just gamble. They're giving us drinks. And like that, I'm out of money. All of the money I withdrew. It's crazy how fast the money just vanishes. So all told, I'm down about $200 in terms of gambling. Carl's down about 170. So that was my limit.
Then.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to go in with $200. I knew I was going to lose it. It doesn't not hurt. I knew that I was going to, and I knew it was going to happen, and I tried to mentally prepare myself, and I'm doing okay. But it's like, oh man, I really just watched $200 of my own cash. Just you feed it into the machines, and it's just gone. But that's what you have to do to just, I don't know, chill at a casino. Just keep putting money in. They'll bring drinks around. It's fun just, sitting at a table and drinking and playing blackjack. So.
Were the drinks free?
Yeah, I was going to ask.
Kind of. They're free. Like, people will come around, hey, does anyone want drinks? But you, tip the waiter.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically free. Yeah. They already know how they're getting your money, so.
Exactly. So, at least it was free drinks, but it wasn't really free. Then the next day we went to an Omega Mart. Have you heard of Omega Mart or the Meow Wolf?
It's like, it looks like Japanese from
psychedelic,
tiny.
It's like a psychedelic trippy experience. Like, oh, look at this fake grocery store. There's stuff called salted peanuts, salt or peanut free. Like they have a bunch of I don't know, weird produce that you can just buy. Here's a detergent that says plausible deniability.
That looks like fun.
Mammoth chunks in a can. Cubed peas, funny stuff like that. And then you open the back door, and it's actually, there's a whole freaking another part of this exhibit. It's kind of like an art piece, but it's like, I just thought it was this store. So honestly, I thought it was good. It was kind of expensive, but I thought it was worth it. And then we go to this noodle shop in Chinatown, and it's got delicious noodles. The edge it kind of has with that gimmick, it's anime themed.
Easy, perfect.
So that anime. So I had some Demon Slayer sake, and then also had some mango sake. I spent like $25 on drinks. It was the best drink I think I've ever had. It was also really hot out, but it was also a tasty drink. It's like almost like a mango smoothie. It was like delicious, and it had alcohol. I was like sauced up walking out of there. Like And then look at these noodles. Oh my god, like oxtail, beef, like it was beautiful. And then we went to the mall and kind of chilled out a little bit. Left Prana there. She was going to get an Uber from there because she moved her flight a little bit earlier. Then Carl and I walked to the Rio because I was like, we should just do an Uber, Carl. It's 1.5 miles. He's like, no, we got time to kill. And I'm like, okay, fine. So we just walk along in the hot sun, and I'm like, well, maybe we can stop at a bar and pregame the comedy show that we're going to go to. Because we just, out of the blue, were like, all right, let's go do another Vegas show if we're here for another 2 hours. So we buy tickets to a comedy show. And there's a beer shop on the way, and they got these $2 25-ounce, like, giant tall boys of PBR. So, like, we're just drinking PBR and walking, like, miles in the desert. It's definitely a vibe. We're like, this is the European way of doing it. It's just trekking, going on a little bit of a trek. We didn't walk down the strip. We kind of walked a street parallel to it, to the Rio, and we saw a comedy show there. And the comedy show was definitely better because it was 18 and up. Here's the lounge. So yeah, that was the whole trip basically. Down about $200 in terms of gambling. Was inebriated the whole time pretty much since Friday morning till like getting back. The plane left at like 11:30 Vegas time, so I got in Atlanta time at around 6 a.m. today. So I drove home. I fell asleep. I woke up at 4 p.m. today. My sleep schedule's really messed up. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
Yeah. So, in other news, and I know this isn't a podcast. This is me just like filling you guys in. But this is the Tanner fills everyone in story. Speaking of filling people in, unfortunately I lost my job recently. So
you don't have to say this on a podcast.
No, I've already said it, so it's fine.
Well, Daniel, I know.
Don't edit this out. No, I'm fine saying this.
Daniel, I was listening to one of them, and I said you can cut this part like 5 times. No part was cut. It was great.
Daniel's not about to edit.
I have done cuts. If it gets really bad, I will cut.
Yeah.
But if it's like Alex, you say let's cut this part out like 5 times every show. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's always because I'm like, oh, that was kind of a awkward / I had this weird pause and I was trying. It's nothing serious.
The few times Tanner has really, Tanner has gotten canceled before because of it.
Yeah.
Or at least Tanner should have gotten canceled for the show.
I should have. I'm immune to being canceled, I guess.
Yeah, I guess. Well, as a white man, you really have that leg up.
So I'm just giving a little bit of an insight into that. So I'm trying to look on the bright side. I can do something a little bit more interesting, something more technical, maybe more engineering focused is kind of my mentality, is to look at a slightly different career in terms of compared to what I was doing at OneTrust. I don't know. So
Tanner, my company's hiring.
Well, they're probably looking for a little bit more experienced plant engineers.
They're really not. They're looking for anyone with a bachelor's degree.
Really? To do your job?
Yeah, you don't need experience.
Wait, actually, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oswego bound.
I'm not going up there. You can't.
You can go to the Georgia plant. You can go to the one in Plant Vogel. It's the same job.
Where is it?
Where the heck
it's
is
like,
that?
It's like in the middle of the state somewhere. I don't know exactly.
Waynesboro, Georgia?
The biggest town near you is like Warner Robins. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you're what are you, like 2.5 hours south of Atlanta? Like, it's not that far. 3 hours maybe.
Near Augusta?
4 or 5.
No, it's not Augusta. Like in the middle of the state.
Waynesboro, Georgia.
Wait.
Is it?
It's
near
No, it's near Augusta, it looks like.
Vogel?
Plant Vogel.
Electric generating plant, yeah.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is on the coast.
It's near Augusta.
Oh, there you go. You're near Augusta.
Hey, Tanner, you can get a place and rent it out during the Masters. Make some money.
Hell yeah. Me and my love of the Masters.
Yeah. Big goal.
But yeah, so I've been like talking to companies. I've gone in to UPS and talked to some people. I'm going in tomorrow, looking at some other opportunities there. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so that's going nice. It's nice to reach out and have kind of a network of support from people in the biz. And so I've just been able to talk to some of my mom's coworkers and kind of zero in on what I more so want to align myself with doing and do as a career. So
Yeah, Tanner, what do you want in life?
I don't know. Well, I don't know
Aspire.
that question. That's a hard
What do you
question.
aspire to be?
I just wanted to do something more technical. Like at OneTrust, I think I wasn't underutilized. I just could have been utilized in a more technical sense, and in that way I would have given more value to the company. If that makes sense. Also, I should say that OneTrust had mass layoffs. I wasn't laid off because I was bad at my job. They laid off 25% of their workforce last Thursday. I don't know if you knew that, Daniel.
It was in the news.
Yeah. It was big. It was in the big tech news.
I was gonna say like that's pretty newsworthy. That's a lot of people.
Yeah. So about 1,000 people got laid off. So yeah. So that's a little bit of a look into my life. That's been the past, week, 2 weeks basically is like doing that, job searching, trying to find something more technical. It's a little bit weird to go back to, the part I guess I'm disappointed with or a little frustrated with is it feels like I wasn't at the company a long enough time to really develop. So it feels like I'm back at square one applying for jobs out of college. That makes sense?
Yeah. Well, I mean, but you also, I think, I don't know how, I guess you could squeeze it into a resume. I'm trying to think of like how you could do that. But you're not.
Oh, I did.
Okay, that's good. You're not at ground zero. I guess I'm just saying, like, why were you only at a job for, like 6 months? It's like, well, the, company, that's like understandable. It's like, oh, yeah, shit happens.
It's not that, it's going to look negatively on my resume. You can just explain due to market conditions, my entire cohort got laid off. It's what happens. So, but you can transition. I'm looking to do something more technical or something I enjoy more, but I was able to squeeze 4 bullet points. It's just
for our listeners, we're now doing a resume review for.
I'm just sharing my resume
fun.
and showing that I did squeeze it in there. What was I saying? But yeah, what I mean by like not developing enough is you work at a company, you maybe get the next promotion, and then you start job searching. In today's market, it's kind of like that, right? You flip-flop to climb the corporate ladder a little bit, right? Jump ship to the next opportunity so you can keep boosting your career. It's kind of the way it works. So I wasn't able to do that and really develop a whole lot there. So that's kind of unfortunate. But I'm not going to, sit here and disparage the company or be a bad, disgruntled ex-coworker. So cheers to that, says Alex. Cheers. And that is my life for the past 29 minutes I've been talking about it. So Daniel, Alex, any thoughts, comments?
Daniel, what's the best thing you've eaten in the past 3 weeks?
3 weeks.
Jeez, don't ask me that because I don't even know it was 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I went to a wedding, but there wasn't really good food at the wedding, so probably ruled that.
Okay, we gotta oust. Who were these people? Just kidding.
The food was fine. It was just like not. I don't think it's worthy of this question.
Who got married, Daniel?
A cousin of mine.
Congratulations to your cousin.
Oh, congrats to your cousin. That's cool.
I got another one on New Year's Eve, so I don't think I'll be able to go to it, but.
That's a long way away.
It's not that far away.
New Year's Eve?
I'm working New Year's Day this year. So.
Oh, yeah, that sucks. Wait, how do you know? How do you know you're working New Year's Day?
I have a set 5-week rotation for my job.
Oh, okay. So you know in advance. Wow.
You could know year. It's just the same 5-week rotation. So
Can you find someone to pick up your shift?
Yeah, it'll be tough to find someone who wants to come in on New Year's Day.
Yeah.
Is the issue.
Damn. That's crazy. As you know your 5-week rotation. That means are you on? Is it 5 weeks on, 1 week off?
No. It's like a schedule with several days and whatever, but it's a set schedule that resets every 5. It's a cycle. It's like a 5-week cycle.
Oh.
So, for instance, I just worked Thursday through Sunday nights, and now I'm off until Thursday, Friday, Saturday days, then off until Tuesday through Friday, which is days, and then off Saturday, Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday nights. And it does that. So it's just 5 weeks of that, and then it goes back to the beginning.
Okay.
Would you say you have had to adjust? I guess main question is your sleep schedule. Have you found a way to make that not super intrusive, having kind of the strange hours and inconsistent ones?
Yeah, I mean, you figure it out. Like what Tanner's describing with his trip is kind of funny to me because it's something I do every other week.
I just slept from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Well, like you said,
feels
your
bad
plane got in at 6. I got off work at 6 a.m. today. So we kind of did the same schedule. I only slept until 10 because I have to transition to days. So now I have to but yeah, you kind of get used to it. Most people, the hardest part they find is transitioning from nights back to days. Because going to nights, you just kind of stay up. And it might be a little rough the first night, but then you kind of just adjust. But then going back to days, it's like your body just wants to stay up. Everyone has different things. Some people will try to drink to stay up or drink to go to sleep or whatever. Or you just...
You mean drink like cola? You can't drink on the job.
It's a bit of a...
No, when you come home, when to transition back on your off days. But I just find it easy to just knock yourself out that first day and then eventually...
With alcohol?
It's a lot of... No, I don't mean that. It's a lot of just body control, Control over your mind.
Dude.
Have you reached a Zen-like state?
Yeah, you're the guy in the red pill YouTube videos that they warned us about.
Yeah. You just gotta reach a point where you can shut your mind off. You guys are able to do that? Me, not so much.
Maybe twice.
Just gotta tell your mind it's days or it's nighttime or whatever.
Do you meditate, Daniel?
No.
You seem like a tranquil person. You're able to keep yourself not in check, but just kind of I don't know, just very focused.
Unrelated question, Daniel. What heinous, horrible vice do you have that allows you to channel all of your negative energy into one outlet?
Yeah, exactly.
It's hosting a podcast, I would say.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh, we're the victims. We're the victims.
That makes a lot more sense now. I realize what this podcast and what the experience means. I know what the words "the experience" means to Daniel. It's his outlet. It's his, release the pressure valve or whatever, or divert the pressure. I don't know, chemical engineering terms. This is his way to divert pressure from the main reactor. Right? So.
Sure.
Will
main reactor? Is there?
I don't know. Will Allen Vane Vaughtle Electric Generating Plant hire me now?
They honestly probably would hire Tanner. You meet the qualifications; they would probably hire you.
Really?
You're an industrial engineer too. I feel like even if it was anyone with a bachelor's degree, it's that's a little more.
It's okay, sure. It's anyone with a bachelor's degree in some science or engineering is what they're looking for.
Yeah.
All you have to do is you have it's an interview and you got to pass a basic math and science test.
Oh no way!
It's a pre-calc test.
Oh jeez. What's the name of the job or the title?
Equipment operator. I can send you a link if you're actually interested. But
I'm just looking it up.
you want to live in Augusta, Tanner, go for it.
You'd make a lot of money, but
Yeah,
you
you
could
could live there. Yeah.
But to live in Augusta.
Well, you wouldn't have to live in Augusta. You could live in Waynesboro.
Well, hey, if anybody's from Waynesboro listening to this podcast, we don't mean to offend. But that's
Wayne-
The
exactly
Waynes
what,
Bros. The Waynesboros.
the Waynesboros. That's exactly what someone who's only lived in suburban America would say and seem like uppity and elitist. There's no way I can't sound like a jerk saying that.
Waynesboro.
I will
Georgia.
say, like living near work definitely. Like I know people that live like 45 minutes to an hour, and they make that commute every day. I'm like, I don't know how you do it.
An hour is
true.
killer. 45 is like I would try my hardest. Where do they live? In like Syracuse or something? I'm just looking.
Yeah,
at
basically. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If you live close to Syracuse, I mean, in the winter it can be, if it's snowing,
Yeah, good luck.
it's,
Oh,
you
that's
get
how
it pushes an hour because you got to wipe your car off, you got to drive through it. Maybe there's an accident, stuff like that. So, but I don't know how they do it. Like I live like 15 minutes away, and even then I'm like, I can't get closer.
Yeah. No, location is huge. That's why it's obviously the 3 rules we're all very familiar with.
One.
One
Rule
is
one
location.
Rule 2
Yeah.
is.
Location.
Rule 3 is.
Farmhouse interior decor. No wait, it's location.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's pretty, yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm close enough to bike, but the road here to get there would be super scary. Also, I don't have a bike. Also, it's like 5 degrees here. It's hot as sin here in the ATX. Oh, speaking of ATX, I went to a Austin FC football match, soccer, whatever. About two weekends ago. And I'm sure Atlanta stole it from somebody else. I'm not gonna, claim that we were the original ones, but there's a chant that goes "Vamos, vamos, vamos ATL." The Austin fan team literally stole it, and they the only thing they changed was they replaced the L with an X. So you get ATX, Vamos ATX. And I heard that, and I was like, wow. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense. Well, I think what they're trying to do with these soccer teams is echo European sort of style, the fan experience where there's like chanting all the time and stuff. And the thing is, that's like those chants at the European, all over in England and Spain and all that. I feel like those are pretty organic how those developed. But Austin's like a 2-year-old soccer team, so it's very much just like shit. What do we do? So I think they took some creative licenses. They sampled some beats, they did some covers. So every great band has to start somewhere. So, but it's still, I was like, oh, come on.
What else? What were some of the other cheers?
I don't even remember. They played Pepas. Do you guys know that song? It's like I feel like in the last 1 or 2 years, it's been this huge. It's like a faster reggaeton song. Which is like, there's this trumpet. I'm not going to sing it, but it's everywhere.
Okay. Did Austin win?
No, they were playing a friendly against a Mexican team, and they got sloshed 4-1. And it's kind of funny because it's like we're like the little bro. It's like, man, we just got to remember our place. We aren't as good as these other teams. Like this country just. We don't have it, When it
comes to soccer.
Yeah. We just don't have the football heritage, I suppose.
Did you go by yourself?
No, I went with 2 work colleagues. They were cool. I bought them like 24-ounce beers. It's great. Contributed to the camaraderie, so got a 10% raise because I'm just kidding. No, it's a joke. No, it's fun. It's fun. Well, yeah. I digress. Daniel, you're looking sad with the generic background there.
Yeah. Honestly, you couldn't tell this podcast. You could not tell if Daniel was like this the whole time on his phone. He could very well be.
Yeah, babe.
He very well could be.
Yeah, babe. That sucks.
Damn, that's crazy.
Damn, bro.
Daniel really hit us with the damn. That's crazy.
Man, that's crazy. Wow. Uh-huh. Yeah, okay,
Daniel.
that's cool. I think I see a buddy of mine over there. I want to, peace, man. Daniel, do you have any other
The buddy.
fun prompts? Dude, I hate the word
Any-
buddy.
Any fun what?
You know those prompts where you're like,
Yeah.
red hat or blue blue
I
silk?
haven't made any new ones lately. Let's see what I was going to pull it up.
Do you think you can impromptu come up with any on the spot?
No. I don't think I have that ability.
He knows his limitations, ladies and gentlemen. We have
Let's see what we got here. Okay. I guess some of these are new, I think. All right, yeah. I got like 4 new ones, so we'll go with this,
Okay. Well, yeah, we'll break them down.
yeah.
Have you ever used your credit card on something for less than $1?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have. I use my credit card a lot. Is that bad? Are you not supposed to use it if it's under $1? Is this a
Credit card. There's
No,
no bad thing.
I feel like I maybe have. I think that's the same kind of action as. Have you guys ever you've been sort of just doing a bunch of stuff on your calculator, so you're kind of in calculator mode, and then you just you eventually get to a point where it's like something easy like 9 + 5, but you've been in the calculator the whole time that you're like, nah, this has got to be in the calculator.
I gotta make sure.
You just have to make sure that it's 14, even though you're like, no, I know this is 14, but I just got to check it. I feel like it's that kind of thing. I don't know.
I thought it was bad for credit if you do it for under $1. Well, I thought
That definitely
based on your
is true.
question. I thought based on your question, it would be bad for my credit score. I had never
That's definitely not
considered it. Okay. All right.
With all of these questions that Daniel has, there's always an implication
Sinister.
that's not actually there. It's like,
Oh, it's like,
Thank-
oh, you really use your credit card? It's like moral superiority. It's like, oh, you use your credit card for things under $1? I don't. I'm Daniel.
we get it. You live in us. Anyway.
All right, what's the next one, Daniel? Let's break it down.
Does red mean stop?
In the case of a medium rare steak, no. Keep going. Hopefully it's not too much red with that. Or in the case of a Playboy Cardi album, it might not be enough because you're looking for a whole lot of red in that case.
For me, it's a context thing. Red can mean stop on a stop sign, but it can also mean love. Hearts are usually depicted as being red.
Then keep going.
And you can do so much stuff with the color red. It's an expressive medium. The sun is red. Hearts are red. Our blood, we bleed red. We don't stop as human beings. We don't stop. Yet our blood is red. So Daniel, I ask this to you. How may we stop if our blood is red? Thank you. That's my spoken word poem response to.
Yes.
He had the qualifications. Some of his interview question answers were a little out there, but I think for the most part we can work with it. Thank you, Tanner.
Our next one is cars or Mars?
Oh man, Elon Musk.
Is this like Elon Musk? Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't realize, but now that you say it, I guess it is.
So if you're asking for our stance on Elon Musk, I know Alex's, but I'll tell you mine. Actually, no, I know mine, but I'll tell you Alex's.
Yeah, go for it.
Alex loves Elon Musk. In fact, Alex supported his decision to move his Tesla plant to Austin 100%. Alex loves the city. He said moving Tesla to Austin would be such a great way to increase the cash flow to this wonderful city and increase the amount of jobs and wealth of the city and really enrich the city with a whole lot of Elon Musk culture that the city desperately needs to just
we all need some of that.
just infuse into the city. So he really supports that move. He thinks he's a great strategic businessman, ruthless cutthroat capitalist that also doesn't mind the occasional meme on Twitter. And so Alex is behind him no matter what. If there's a single, Elon Musk tweet, Alex is there to scoop it up. The saying goes, if Elon has 100,000 fans, Alex is one of them. If Elon has 10 fans, Alex is still one of them. If Elon has 1 fan, Alex is that fan. And if Elon has 0 fans, then there's no one left on this planet.
Goodness. This message has been approved by Alex Bohr. Took the words
Alex.
right out of my mouth.
Okay. And then, Alex, what do you think my stance on Elon Musk is?
As secret co-conspirator and cash flow generator of the initial Starbucks union push, you're obviously a big force behind that. You don't really line up with Mr. Elon. Recently, you were quoted as saying, "I think that's utter B," and I can't say the rest of it. When Elon mentioned that a lot of his workers could be laid off due to an unwillingness to return to the workplace. So you're on record for being against him in his stance there. You've also advocated for raising the minimum wage to $55 an hour. And instituting universal basic income in Somalia. So that being said, with those sort of economic and political stances that you take, you're not really too high on Elon Musk. You also have been a large donor to the Colonize Venus Instead movement, which has seen a lot less traction given Venus's almost complete infeasibility for colonization by a Earth native species. Nonetheless, it's inspiring to see your money go to such a great, if pipe dream-esque cause. But some do question if it is merely a reaction to Elon Musk's business ventures into outer space. So yeah, you're not the largest fan of his. You're almost like the anti-Musk. It's pretty interesting, honestly.
Thank you, Alex. I appreciate your candidness and your response. And to answer your question, Daniel, and kind of drive it all home, I think the answer to this is neither. I think both are bad. But freedom? Well, I think that's just a little bit better. All right. I think that's a good response to that question. Right?
I'm with you there.
Right.
One last question, Daniel.
All right, last question. Brookie or Cooney?
Ooh, can you say the last one?
Brookie or, I don't know, would it be Cooney, County? County?
What about Crowny? What about Crowny?
What is it? Mate, are you able to spell it out, like, at all?
No.
This is a spelling bee. Oh, my goodness.
All right, I changed it to Crowny.
Okay, Crowny's better.
Yeah, Brookie or Crowny?
That's not. Anyway. That's more of like a phrase, I think. But I haven't been up on my grammar. I haven't been on that grammar shit as of late. So I'm not really sure.
Isn't Brookie already a thing?
I want to go with Brookie.
Just because it's established. And I know Alex said in an earlier question that I'm pretty against the mold and pretty progressive in terms of my politics. But, you know, I'm going to go with the established Brookie convention on this one. So I got to back the Brooks.
Yeah, it's an interesting diversion from the norm for Tanner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much all for listening to the podcast. I, of course, was joined by Daniel and Alex. Alex, thank you so much for being on this podcast. If you guys enjoyed listening to my story, listening to these questions, please leave an audio comment. If you're listening on Anchor.fm, if you're listening on any other app, you really can't do anything. So
Switch over to Anchor.fm.
we make more money by doing that. It might be less convenient for you, which is probably something you don't want.
Don't make more
when you listen
money.
to
We make
podcasts.
the same money.
We make the same money, but you can leave audio podcasts, audio comments. So if that's something you're interested in, then I consider the switch to anchor.fm/the-experience podcast. So thank you all so much for listening, and have a great day. If you're listening to this at night and trying to adjust to listening to this at day, Daniel has some wise words about drinking yourself to sleep. If you're trying to listen to this during the day, but you're trying to also listen to it at night, Daniel also can give some tips on how to get your body adjusted. So,
And if you're on Venus, make sure to keep your suit pressurized.